This is my critical thinking week 3 activities. So for the first one, the incomplete figure, I made a gingerbread cookie. The little wave right here reminded me of like an arm of a gingerbread man, so I turned it into a gingerbread cookie. For the divide the figure, I started with the lines in the middle and made one equal part, and then drew these two other lines to make 4 equal parts, so they're 4 equal kind of like L shapes. For the candle problem, my solution was to remove the thumbtacks from the box, attach the box to the wall using the thumbtacks, and place the candle in the box and light it. That way the wax would drip into the box, not on the table, so it created like a kind of shelf. For the case of the lead mask, for the first one, that they expected to meet someone, I put, since they were wearing suits, it suggests they were probably meeting someone, and the eyewitness reports also indicate Viana was nervous and constantly checking his watch. There was also the note that said, "Be at the agreed place at 4:30, and I put probably true for this one. For number 2, were they expected to encounter some form of radiation, I also marked probably true, since both men were found wearing a lead mask that was used for protection against radiation. The note that was found also stated they were after they swallowed the capsules, they needed to protect the metals and wait for the mask signal. For number 3, if they were conducting an experiment, I put not enough evidence to make a determination because there's no evidence that states the men were conducting an experiment. For number 4, I put false because there was no signs of trauma, violence, or any kind of struggle on the bodies. The coroner's report also stated there were no injuries on either body. For number 5, whether they were murdered during a robbery, I put probably false, but might be true. There's no direct evidence that they had taken enough money to buy a car, even though it was reported, and although the case says the money disappeared, there is no trace of what happened to it. There was also no signs of struggle or violence found on the bodies to indicate a type of robbery. For number 6, that they intentionally killed themselves, it is unlikely that they did by ingesting the capsules since they were trying to protect themselves with the mask. The note also stated they were expecting to partake in actions after ingesting the capsules, and they also had the return ticket for the water bottle that was purchased, so there was an intent for them to live. For number 7, if they were expected to meet aliens, there's no evidence that the two went to meet aliens, so I marked this as not enough evidence, and there was nothing about aliens stated on the note or other evidence about aliens. For number 8, I put probably false. There's no evidence that the two went to meet aliens. Even though the area was known for UFO sightings, it doesn't prove they were killed by them. And there was reports of activity in the area that night, but there's no direct evidence if it was aliens or not. For my working hypothesis, I put the 2 men likely died by accident from ingesting the capsules. My reasoning and evidence states that even though there was no toxicology report done, there's other evidence and reasoning to support it. For 1, there was no evidence of violence or trauma to the bodies. 2, both men died of cardiac arrest around the same time. 3, the note directions conclude that they were planning on living after ingesting the capsules. And the one thing they had in common is that they both engaged in ingesting the capsules. For number 3, what additional questions do you want answered? If they brought money, what happened to it? So this would definitely rule out the robbery. 2, did they know what was in the capsules and what the risks were? So this would rule out the death by capsule. And number 3, what was supposed to happen after the signal? So this would give a better understanding of what they were doing there and what happened. So this is just the chart that indicates everything that I had marked for my questions. And what probably happened, they probably died accidentally from ingesting the capsules. The capsules could have had poison, a strong dosage, etc., and many other possibilities of what could have gone wrong with them taking the capsules. For evidence, there was no evidence of violence or trauma on the bodies. Both died of cardiac arrest, and there were directions to follow after ingesting the capsule, which meant they had the intent to live.